welcome to the Ringer Gambling Show, Friday edition. Cousin Sal coming to you live. We have Anthony Dabbundo, a.k.a. Tony Tokens, with us. Danny, the hype man, Heifetz, has joined us. We are in the heart of a great sports stretch, really. College football playoffs, NFL playoffs, so much sports, so many firings. Guys, how are we still around? All the firings in sports. Heifetz, it's a miracle. Simmons had you last until at least Friday at 10 a.m. Good job by you.
I know. We'll see. I actually just got an email from HR right here. They just scheduled something with me after the show. So
okay.
It can't be a coincidence. Heifetz wearing a shirt today that says "Chart your own course."
Feels ominous. Right?
Feels ominous.
Check his Instagram. See who he's unfollowed. Because
it's funny. This is actually about golf in D.C. and then Trump took it too literally because now they're actually charting their own courses. He actually just took them.
There you go. All right. Listen, we have a lot of show here. We have our Ringer 107 picks. We have our NFL best bets. We have player props. We have plays of the day. But first things first, last night, the Ringer Gambling Show is presented by FanDuel. FanDuel's got it all. Same game parlays, quick bets for jumping in live and your way so you could build the best bet that fits your play. Plus, don't miss out on the NFL playoffs all month long. Download the FanDuel app or head to FanDuel.com/gamblers to get started. You have to be 21 or older and present in select states or 18 or older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Anthony Dabbundo attended his winter meetings for his fantasy baseball league, and we're dying to hear all about... No. Well, that is true. The dying to hear all about it part is not. Dabbundo, give us 20 words summing up your freaking winter meetings for your fantasy baseball league, for crying out loud.
We are in the midst of trying to sort out some negotiations of league fee. Every year, league fee is becoming an increasing thing. Injured list slots, right. People are constantly saying we want more IL slots, and I'm usually pushing back against it. Playoff format, all these things that really make up the fabric of a functioning fantasy baseball league. Yeah,
his leagues, like these owners, the players are making too much money.
Yeah, I guess so. Nobody jumped out a window, huh? During all
Nobody
this?
did.
Crazy.
Not yet.
No, I think you nailed it. We're dying hearing all about it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, one way or another, we're dying. All right, listen. Something a little more pleasant, a little more something we could sink our teeth into. Miami, Ole Miss, 31-27. What a game. I found out yesterday, guys, Ole Miss is short for Old Mississippi. Did you guys know that? Heifetz, you didn't know that, right?
That one, I'll admit something that I wasn't going to say publicly, but I'll admit that my friend pointed out to me, it's weird that Miami does the U and not the M. He's like, everyone has a U. Every team has a U.
That's
and
true.
I was like, I actually had never thought about how everyone does have a U that they could be doing.
It's pretty arrogant. It's more arrogant than you would even think the U would be from those 80s, 90s teams. Yeah, but what a game, Dabbundo. Miami scores with 16 seconds left. Carson Beck runs it in. Good job by you. Tate Frazier plus 650. He predicted a Carson Beck anytime touchdown. And Lane Kiffin can exhale as Ole Miss is done and Miami is in the finals. What do you think, Tokens?
Real quick, pushing back on what Heifetz said. Do you guys know about the Miami University of Ohio?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you know that people who go to school there try to claim that that's the real Miami because it's technically older than the one in Florida?
Yeah, because they went to college in the middle of Ohio and it's all they got.
Exactly. Right. It's tough luck. It's like USC when South Carolina people try to claim that that's the real USC. Yeah.
There's a few of those, right? Yeah, there's I don't know, we could go over. I mean, Oklahoma claims that, Oregon, a bunch. But
Sal, to your point, I think that I don't know about you guys. I was rooting for Ole Miss in this game. I think Ole Miss making the championship would have been like one of the crazier sports stories of my entire life. Like a team, just the coach quitting and then they make the championship anyway. But I think that rooting for Ole Miss took away that. Only when Miami won did I realize this is also like really cool, like them playing the championship at home and everything. Like, it is nice to have the new blood in college football.
I mean, yes, you could look at it either way, right? It would have been great if they overcame the Lane Kiffin thing and made it to the finals, and that's a complete FU. But now that's a great FU to the SEC, to the rest of the league. And Miami's getting all this money, right? They get like $3 million in travel to go to the final. Not that I care about. And
I did not know that.
It's right in their backyard, so the university just gets to keep it. The U, as they say, just gets to keep it. But
we could go to Michael Irvin's belts for all the cans he's going to hit with the belts.
Is he still alive? Should we check on the playmaker. I'm not sure he survived the evening. My goodness, does he go hard? I think we should list him as stable condition. Chambliss, both quarterbacks, Chambliss and Beck, 23 for 37, around 270 yards. Bad beat if you had a Chambliss interception. He could have had 3 or 4, but he is fun to watch, Dabbundo.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by like what his draft pedigree looks like, because he's not really a traditional, candidate. He didn't have like the backing. He has the one big year, kind of comes out of nowhere. I mean, did any of us know who Trinidad Chambliss was 18 months ago? I certainly didn't. So those kind of like late bloomer types are always really interesting for NFL evaluations. And I haven't read McShay, but I'm excited to see what he says about him, because I don't know that I'm like dying to bet on the guy that comes out of nowhere late, but he's definitely a competitor, somebody that I'd want on my team.
All I could think about was there's a lot of these tech bros or Wall Street guys. There's surgeries now. You can break their legs and they can stretch you like medieval style to make you taller. And I was watching this game and I'm like, can't we just do this to this guy? If Trinidad was 6'2", 6'4", I'm like, he'd be the best pick in years. And I'm like, let's just break his legs and stretch him out.
Materialist, right? That was the plot.
Maybe this is something Dabbundo could bring up in his winter meetings. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how much clout they have. But I do want to talk a little about the game here. First of all, the last play of the game, Mississippi had a shot. Was a pass interference at the end? I don't like it on a Hail Mary, but that wasn't a jump ball with 6 guys hopping around. That was one-on-one coverage with the safety coming over for help, and DeJon Stribling was ridden for the last 6 yards. That's what I saw, Heifetz.
The refereeing in this game was suspect at best, and I was frankly a little annoyed with the booth. I thought they was very apologist for the referees. I think ESPN's booth, pro and college, are way more polite to the rest than the other networks. But that last play, I think even by the standards of the last play of a game, a Hail Mary, that was egregious, and they kind of framed it as, well, they're hand fighting. It's hand-to-fight combat. I'm like, no, he's just pulling down his shoulder pads for 15 straight yards on what was basically a perfect throw.
Yeah. And it wasn't a Hail Mary, right, Dabbundo?
It was 30 yards. It wasn't a true Hail Mary. It was more of a rollout launch than a true just prayer. I mean, he was clearly throwing to that receiver.
Right. You got one hand on it.
I go back and forth on it. I think clearly that was DPI, though. But where's the line is always going to be the ultimate debate we have, like the gray in the middle. I would say, yes, DPI. Am I losing sleep over the fact that it wasn't called? No. Am I bummed because I had Ole Miss +3 and I knew as soon as they got the 2-point conversion to go up 3, they were going to lose by 4? Yes.
Yeah, of course.
But I'll live.
If they were at the 5-yard line, would they have called it? Absolutely.
Yes.
But they were at the 30, so they didn't.
Well, but here's the thing between college and pro, the difference. I'm more likely to call that in college because it's not automatically at the 1-yard line, right? What would it have been? Like at the 10? Is it half the distance or something?
15 yards. Or half.
Or whatever it was. But so anyway, they would have had one more shot at it. I think that would have been fair, but whatever. It's I don't think people should be comparing it to the Hail Mary. The other thing is, terrible clock management by whoever ended up coaching Ole Miss by the end of that game down the stretch. Did they even have a coach? I think some guys left during the game. They went to LSU during the third quarter. But, I mean, I was like, God, they're scoring so... Once you get to midfield and there's like 3:38 left, you have as many plays as you need. You don't have to snap the clock with 30 on the play clock. And that's what killed them. And Miami scored with 16 seconds left. There shouldn't have been 16 seconds. They should have run that out. And it was lame. I don't want to say, Lane Kiffin, I don't want to give him credit, but from that point forward, I think he wins that game because he's more cognizant of that, Heifetz.
I think that's the exact kind of situation that falls through the cracks when you have a skeleton crew, a coaching staff. I think you're right. Mm-hmm. And even if Lane wasn't there, but they didn't lose all these other coaches, they probably should have had someone saying, hey, we actually should be trying to take all 3 minutes and win this game right here. And then I was actually wondering if they're going to just be able to run their way there, and then they scored on the next play. But right. Even the last play was so frustrating with Carson Beck being able to scramble in, where the defensive tackle kind of falls, and it's the 90th play of the game, so he just kind of doesn't get up that quickly. And I'm like, oh my God!
Right,
that was it. Zero pass rush, zero. He could have stood there for 10 minutes.
They didn't send anybody. I know, that was ridiculous too. And listen, the better team probably won. Miami at time of possession, what was it, like 41-19 or something. Poor tackling. I mean, you don't figure at this stage in the game you'll see such poor tackling, but that's what Ole Miss brought, and they were getting bullied at the line of scrimmage. About Carson Beck, another thing I learned, only 18 months younger than Phil Rivers. Isn't that ridiculous? And now here he is. He's going to be a pro. No, maybe it's more. Is it more than 18? One thing that is true, Malachi was 11 when Carson Beck was a freshman in college.
He was in the same class as C.J. Stroud and Bijan.
Yeah.
Coming out of high
He
school.
was 11.
I'm
Yeah, I was
sorry.
11, man. Yeah.
Is that a joke?
No, he was 11. He's 18 now. Yeah. Look it up. Go ahead. I don't look up anything that's a joke. I know I'm mixing in jokes with the real things. Malachi Tony was 11 years old when Carson Beck in 2020 when he came out. Yeah.
College is weird, man. College is really weird right now. This Washington,
Only going to get weirder.
This Washington quarterback signing a deal for $4 million and then trying to transfer the next day.
Right.
We're in a weird spot.
It's all good stuff.
I called high school football in my high school, and the kid that was a junior when I was a senior played college football this year at South Carolina. Like, he was the starting running back, and he was a junior in high school when I was a senior in high school 8 years ago. Still in college.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
So tonight, Oregon, Indiana. What do you? You're
incredibly you want us
biased.
to move on? We got to move on already. I wanted to look at one more thing from Miami because they do have hypothetical odds here. So if Miami plays Indiana, which is the favored result there, Indiana's. Well, do you want to guess? You want to guess the line? This doesn't impact mine and Simmons' thing.
Oh, thought I was going to be able to take away from your thing if I got it right. Oh, the line if they win, 2.5.
Against Indiana. Indiana minus 6.5.
You say 2.5, hype man?
No, I'll go 4.5 actually.
Okay, it's 5.5, and if it's Oregon, it's 3.5. So that makes sense. And if you want 168 plus 168 for Miami to win right now, which is somewhere in between those two. But yeah, let's move on to the game. The Peach Bowl, Indiana 3.5. Is that what it is? It opened around 4 and went to 4.5, bounced back down to 3.5. 48.5 is the total in the Peach Bowl. Oregon. Let's give the picks here. Go ahead, Heifetz. You're chomping at the bit here. I know you love Indiana. I know you love those Hoosiers.
I love Indiana. I love Cignetti. I love him saying, like, being defensive and being like, I smile sometimes. I love everything about this guy, and I refuse to bet against Indiana. And if Oregon wins, that's cool. And Phil Knight can see something cool in his dying days. But I just think this Indiana team's awesome. And I love Fernando Mendoza, the flipping champs. I just love this team.
All right. And you're in the same camp here, Dabbundo.
Yeah, this is the best red zone defense in the country. And I think you saw that in the Ohio State win. And I thought that was really instructive because Ohio State had been really good in the red zone this year. And when they played in the Big Ten championship, Indiana's ability to just hold them to 3 or stop them on 4th down, or in the case of the hold them to 3, have the kicker miss a 29-yarder. It just really hard to keep up with how efficient they are in the red zone and how efficient they are defensively in the red zone. I think that'll be the difference in the game. We've seen Oregon this year been a very respectable team, but you've seen when they've gone up against some of the better Big Ten defenses, they've had issues finishing drives. I think that'll be the main key here. Indiana gets 7s, Oregon gets 3s. Hoosiers?
Oh, we didn't need that. I don't think.
That's like that commercial where the guy's like, I said, go dogs to my boss. And then he's like, ooh. And he's like, oh, I probably shouldn't have barked at my boss.
Right. And especially with cameras on him and everything, everyone wearing makeup. I mean, you're shooting a commercial. What are you doing? But no, well, listen, I have to take Oregon plus the 3.5 points. My son is up there. I am conflicted, though, because if they win, he's going to want to go to Miami, and he really should. And then that is money that's coming out of my pocket. So I'm conflicted. And also, I just got him a Christmas gift. Like, I should have held on to that. Don't you guys think? And like, all right, if Oregon makes the finals, this is your Christmas gift going to Miami. God knows what that ticket will cost. Maybe the next 4 Christmas gifts. Give back the cool piece of luggage I just gave you for now. But anyway.
When is his birthday?
It's not till June.
Yeah. Well, it's a half birthday or something. Oh, wait, there's one other bet, Sal. I think you've missed this in the rundown. It's your son's blood alcohol content if Oregon wins over under 19.5.
I like that. 19.5
or point, I guess 0.195. I guess it's 0.19, I guess.
I got to take under. This is something that Kalshi wouldn't pay out, I think. But oh yeah.
Well, they're
gonna be hopping up there.
This is the reason that prediction markets were created, Sal. You didn't know this because you can now hedge against your own financial outcomes, which is buying your son's tickets to the national championship by investing in event contracts against the University of Oregon. Against Oregon. Yeah. So that you can successfully profit and hedge your risk.
You know, I always thought about that when they say, oh, Fox is going to lose a lot of money in the Super Bowl if the Panthers make it. And it's like, all right, Fox, bet $60 million on the Panthers money line to to win, right? Then
Hedge
it's a
the
little
losses.
upset.
Yeah, that's
of
the
course.
reason
Well,
this is the thing. Yeah.
It's a bubble.
If you're a business owner in Eugene, Oregon, you should be
Right.
trading event contracts against the Ducks so that
Yeah.
sales will go up if you win, they will go down if you lose.
I don't think there
This
are
is the
any
modern
business
economy
owners.
now.
Yeah, maybe outside of Oregon. All right, I'll officially take the points here, but I'm going to go over 111 and a half rushing yards for Oregon. By the way, we talked about this, but I don't think this is getting enough hype. And the hype man Heifetz should be. I mean, they're likely the number 1 pick versus number 2 pick at the quarterback spot. But I'm talking running here. I'm going over 111 and a half. I like Jordan Davison anytime touchdown. He goes for around 44. Noah Whittingham usually around 70 to 80. De'Aaron Hill contributes. They stayed under this 111 and a half number the first time, but they're usually around 206, and they're going to have to run that ball to get it done and stay close. Davison scores. Whittingham breaks a long one, going over 111 and a half. 24-20 is my final. Hopefully it's as good as last night's game. Now, NFL, you guys ready to make the pivot? You could talk NFL, right? My God, so many open. A quarter of the league, Heifetz, is without a coach right now. Now I imagine they'll fill those spots in the next the oncoming weeks, but that's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the high end for most coaching cycles, and there aren't a lot of awesome candidates, and it wasn't expected to be. It's more like going to be 4 or 5, and it being 8 is funny because every coach that gets fired is now the best coach on the market. So it becomes funny when it's like,
yes,
Harbaugh gets fired, and then the Ravens are the best job, and Harbaugh's the best coach. So the Ravens fire Mike McDaniel, who, I mean, I would argue for the Giants with Jackson Dart or the Titans with Cam Ward. I'm like, I kind of think Mike McDaniel's probably the second best coach. Kevin Stefanski's fired. Is he the third best coach on the market? You don't know how it's going to shake out, but I feel like the coaches getting fired are by far the best candidates.
Yeah, I think that's what's opened up, because some of those guys were Tuesday guys, right? And did you hear, Heifetz, my idea for how they should do this? They should make it a bigger event. Firings.
No, but please enlighten me.
Here's how it is. I'll do it real quick. Every night after the last game of the season, a division is assigned a day, and they have to get their SIJ in order that day. So Sunday night, Ravens lose to the Steelers. It's about 11 p.m., 11:15 Eastern. You got 45 minutes AFC North to settle all your hash. You have to do all your firings now. Now you go to Monday, you go AFC East. Oh boy, everyone's on pins and needles. We have a camera outside Aaron Glenn's house right now. Will the clock strike midnight? Will we survive? Oh, we heard pots and pans like rustling in the back. Isn't this a terrific idea? Heifetz, come on. Every day
Imagine the live shot of the moving truck pulling into Aaron Glenn's driveway.
Yeah. Oh, I guess, so much fun.
I guess he's fired.
And you get a week. You get 8 days.
We can put a bus there, like move that bus. We'll see. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Good. Oh, so much fun with that. But no, this is a no fun league. We're not going to be able to do it. All right, let's do the Ringer 107. Today's Ringer 107 is brought to you by FanDuel. Odds are subject to change. Dabbundo, you and I were 3-2 last week. We're 43-47. So we have to get to 107 games. That's one thing I learned. I learned Ole Miss is short for Old Mississippi, and that the Ringer 107 means we're doing 107 picks eventually. We're at 90. We have 27 more. First place is Heifetz and the Ringer.
27 more, Sal.
What?
I believe it's 17.
Oh, 17? Oh, yeah. Thank God. All right.
I mean, I would love to do 27. It gives us a better chance to catch the unbeatable fantasy team that's a game in front of us. But
and cheaters at that.
Yeah,
Dabbundo, if you want to tee that up.
So Heifetz, at what point have the three of you realized that your record is incorrect?
He doesn't know now.
See, his internet cut out. He went on the mute.
This point. You're 44-46, Heifetz, and you're taking credit for 44, 45, and 1. Washington was a loss, or Dallas was a loss on Christmas, not a push. Shame on you.
You know, we're gonna take our time. We're gonna go back. We're gonna consult. We're gonna look into the facts. We'll conduct an internal investigation. But we categorically deny everyththing you're saying. It's honestly appalling that you would levy such known false accusations. And I hope I pray for you.
Will you at least agree that the Cowboys won by 7 points on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
I cannot believe that you would sully your reputation by
Even that,
besmirching
you're not
us
gonna-
and the haters
okay.
and losers just because
Very
you're jealous
sad.
of us winning. Yeah.
Is there a single
right.
team that the only team I think that hasn't had a scandal yet is maybe Shield, because Simmons, they were shaving lines and getting some favorable numbers. Sal, we played it right, but they were giving us wins that we didn't actually earn a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And
Yeah,
and
but
now
we came clean, like
Right.
like men, like real men.
Right.
Here's
like
the
men of
thing with this.
integrity and honor.
Honestly, Heifetz, how much does this mean to you? I mean, the fact that you don't even know your own record.
Can I tell you how much it means?
Yes, yes.
We picked
no,
our
like
five.
meaning winning the whole thing. How much? Would
Yeah,
it mean?
well, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
We picked our 5 games this week, and then half because 1/3 because we thought it'd be funny, and we've been joking about it all year. 1/3 because we just thought it would piss you guys off if we won, and then 1/3 because we actually just thought it'd be better. We picked our 5, and then at the end we were like, screw it. And we just took the other 5 sides. We did like a pancake flip. So these 5 picks we made are the opposite 5 picks of what we actually settled on.
Okay.
And we just
So
flip
your
the burger.
analysis is going to be all over the place when you comment on our games, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't like that, Dabbundo. That's dirty pool to me, what they're trying to pull. The other thing, though, Dabbundo.
It's I don't know if I believe it too. That's the thing. Like, look, I know Danny. I know the other Danny. I know Craig decently well at this point. And they strike me as competitive guys. And I think that they're doing this whole, oh, we don't care. We're not gamblers. We're fantasy guys. We don't care about this competition, right? And then that is beautifully constructed because it gives them no stakes. If they lose, it's like, wow, we weren't supposed to win anyway. And if they win, they're in a position to brag anyway. They're still going to take their victory laps when they win. So I think you guys have played it brilliantly, and I want to give you kudos for that.
The best part of it is no kudos for me. I mean, there's 7 or 8 of us that run this Ringer Gambling Show, Monday through Friday here on the FanDuel Sports Network and on YouTube. And if these guys make a mockery of sports gambling, which is kind of what they're doing, oh, we did this and then we pancaked it and we flipped it, maybe the Ringer Gambling Show goes away. So you're costing jobs. This is like the NFL, 8 jobs out the window.
Well, that's the thing is we actually have a live camera on your house, Sal.
Oh,
and we're
really?
actually going to have, we have a bus and everything. And so there's going to be a day and we're going to have like divisions and everything.
Fine. Whatever.
So Sal and I, the Handicappos, Wednesdays, tune in to see if we still exist.
We get our own day. All right, tee us up here, Dabbundo. First pick, Packers -1.5. This is the one we completely agreed with right off the bat, and it's strange because the line was off. Guessing it Sunday night, I thought the Bears -1.5. It was 1.5 for Green Bay. I think Simmons said Bears -2.5. We feel like they've been doing it with smoke and deep dish mirrors. The Packers should have swept them. They know they should have. They're healthy. Great year, Ben Johnson, but I think this is it. Give us more color on the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, this is about as healthy as their offense has been since the Tucker Kraft injury. And I think that's something that, really matters here. I mean, Love comes back. He's missed a few weeks now. They're going to have their top 3 receivers available, Watson, Reed, Dobbs, and that has not been true very often this year. And really, ultimately, I know no Kraft, and they've been just fine offensively since he got injured for the most part. But I think the biggest mismatch in this game is that Chicago just doesn't get any pressure on the opposing quarterback. It's been a problem for them all year. Their bottom 10 pressure rate. They have to blitz to get pressure, and then their secondary kind of gets exposed. And Love, when kept clean, is just about the most efficient quarterback in the NFL. And when he's able to throw the ball down the field to Watson, to Reed, to Dobbs, like they're just really difficult to stop consistently. And so I think that's the biggest mismatch in this game. I know the Green Bay's defense has fallen off. I mean, it has been a disaster really since the Parsons injury. Their bottom 7 most metrics. That puts them right in line with the Bears defense, right? So at this point, I've had Green Bay better all year. I know that they lost the division, that they blew it. They stepped on their own foot many times, but I think Green Bay's the better team. I trust them more. And the weather could be the great equalizer, but I'm going with the better pass offense in this one.
All right, Hype Man. Now you are I have you down for the Packers -1.5, but does that mean you really like the Bears? This is gonna be so annoying. What do you think?
So this game's the exception to the others. I like the Packers in this one. DK and Craig outvoted me. I agree with everything Dabbundo said about the Packers in this game. I think the Packers are going to win. Obviously, the Bears could win. It might snow in this game. I disagree about the Packers defense. I don't think it's been a disaster since the Micah Parsons injury. I mean, at the 2-minute warning of the last time the Packers and Bears played, the Bears had what, like 9 points. The Bears needed an onside kick to beat them. But overall, the Bears defense doesn't get stops. They get turnovers. Like the Bears have the most turnovers in the league on defense. They have the fewest turnovers in the league on offense. But it's like the March Madness team that leads the league in 3-point shooting. It's like that team doesn't win the tournament. And so you're going to get cold eventually because a defense that doesn't get stops and only has turnovers. It matters to me that Jordan Love has been there before in the playoffs. Like, I think the experience matters. This is the biggest game for Caleb Williams and maybe in his entire life, but it scares me a little bit that the Bears can run the ball. Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's like he didn't even have necessarily big college football playoff experience or anything.
Yeah, of course.
Well, they got rinsed in the Pac-12 championship that year by Utah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think just overall, I don't like the fact that the Bears defense can't get stops, and I also don't like the fact that we would be having a very different conversation about this game if the Bears hadn't just recovered an onside kick.
Yeah, I pulled off a miracle in that first. Yeah, or the game would be at Lambeau, basically, right? Like Green Bay wins the division if they recover an onside kick.
4.5-point favorite or 3.5. Yeah, something like that. All right, I'm also noticing that the cheating never stops with these fantasy guys. You have 6 games listed in your 5.
So that one we're rectifying.
You've done 6 every week. Is this why you have so many wins and bogus ties?
We've been waiting. Yeah, we take it more serious than you guys. We make more bets every week. We're at the Ringer 108 already. You know, we went with the original rules that Bill said originally, which is that we pick every playoff game, and then we were informed later that actually it's only 5 this week. But you know, if you guys don't want to bet all the playoff games, we get it. You're scared. I understand. We were willing to do every game.
I'm scared. By the way, there's no winning here, Dabbundo. I saw what is a winning record for people? Like 57-50 is you'll make money barely if we go 57-50, right? If you take the vig out and everything. Like
the thing is, there's no real money on the line here. So
no, I get
the only thing that matters of winning is having more points and wins than the other teams.
Beating everybody else. But the aha moment ends right there because we would have to go 14-3 to have made anybody money. But all right, Jags
still on the board.
The
road to 14-3 starts with Green Bay.
Let's do it. 1.5. And we'll continue it. Man, I love this Jags team, and I'm going to feel like such a D-head when it loses, right? Winners of 8 straight, 23+ in 10 straight games. Their defense allows 20 or fewer, not less, in 6 straight. Josh road playoff games 0-4 straight up, 0-4 against the spread. Bills 8 straight road playoff losses. I mean, you can read trends forever and whichever way you want to lean, but I think they're going to run all over the Bills at the end. And the Bills allow 136 a game. Hype man, you might have something to go along with this in a minute. Plays right into the Jags' hands. Top 8 in rush attempts. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to have to do a ton to win this game. And they have the number 1 rush defense. So that takes James Cook down a notch. I think Jags win going away. But whoever wins, I'm going to say this, Heifetz, whoever wins this is winning the Super Bowl.
Wow. I was going to say whoever wins this goes to the Super Bowl.
Going to the Super Bowl. Sorry. Yeah. Let's rewind that. Let's take 2 on that. This is not live. Going to the Super Bowl, whoever wins this.
I think whoever wins this game is going to make it to the divisional round.
That I'm not so sure about.
That's I'll say it. I agree with what you're saying about this game. And again, we're half joking with the flip, but what we're really saying when we flipped all the games was that everyone agrees that this is a playoff of parity, and yet we felt really strongly, and we kind of were like, you know what? All the gamblers this weekend are going to get washed out. Let's just do the opposite of our instincts and we'll win. But I agree with the Bills-Jaguars game because when I look at this game, I feel strongly where I'm like, the Jaguars are the better team. It's a classic thing. The Jaguars are better, but the Bills are the best player in the game. But I actually think the key for the Bills is they should abandon the run. We always say don't abandon the run. Forget the run. The Bills should put 6 offensive linemen on the field, put Jackson Hawes on the field, 3 tight ends, all that jazz, and then just throw. Don't bother establishing the run and giving James Cook the ball. Put the ball in Josh Allen's hands, and they're going to have to throw to win this game because I don't think the Jags are going to let them run a ton of James Cook. And it's going to have to be Josh, even with this little foot tweak he has, that it's going to have to be on him because the Jaguars are better in every other area, including the 41-year-old Bills kicker who has a quad injury.
Right.
Heifetz, you're good at reading between the lines. Where are you on this foot tweak you talk about? Like, are you concerned about it, or is it something that you're just like, it's been 2 weeks since he played a football game, it'll be fine?
He's going to play. There's no doubt that he's going to play. I think the problem is that for the Bills to win, Josh has to be the best player in the world, and he probably has to have one of the better games of his career, that's the level where you're kind of like, okay, it's about, does he have the extra speed to get a 3rd and 15 or whatever? He'll probably be fine. I'm not that worried about it, but I'm concerned that the Bills' run defense sucks, and the Bills are built to beat teams like the Bengals and the Chiefs that don't have great running games, and they're not really designed to beat teams like the Jaguars that have great run designs.
Jacksonville top 5 rush defense. By success rate in EPA. It's going to be a problem. You're right. I mean, if they come out and try to run it, not going to work.
Yeah. I think, here's the thing, though, Dabbundo. I know this has nothing to do with anything. I'd feel a little better about this if we were going against Josh Allen, if some of the other great quarterbacks were in this playoff mix. If Lamar was there and Burrow was in and Mahomes were like, well, we're going to bet against one of them, one of the 4 advancing. But we're like, no. They're going to have 0. None of these guys going forward next week. But I still like it. And, oh, boy. I let you pick this one, Dabbundo. Chargers plus 3.5. I think we have the right side, but also we have our first Netflix podcast, Simmons and I, a few mere minutes after this game ends. Is he really going to be distraught? Things don't work like that, right? Maybe the Chargers lose by a field goal and we cover. Is that what you're thinking here?
Yeah, I think this game has all the makings of whichever team is down is going to have the ability to come back into the game. And I think that's one of the big keys here. I don't trust the New England defense at all. I mean, we have seen them struggle against the good teams they've played, the very few good offenses that they played. Baltimore got to 24 with ease and then completely fell apart in the fourth quarter. Lamar goes out. Buffalo, 35 points on 5 consecutive drives in that second half. Last month, even Buffalo in the first game with all the fumbling problems they have, they still move the ball really well. Like, I just don't think the New England defense is good at all. And I think they're going to get exposed in this matchup. Their run defense has not been as good. So I think Chargers score. Now, do I think New England can score with them? That's the question. And we have seen all year that Drake May has been the best downfield passer in the NFL. Chargers, though, top 2 in preventing big plays. So that's really, I think, where this matchup gets decided. How much is May able to push the ball down the field successfully versus how much is Jesse Minter, able to kind of corral that offense and force them to be methodical? Because the teams that have had success against the Chargers are really consistent run game teams. I don't think New England's that. So I think ultimately this game is like 24-24 late. And then whoever has the ball last wins. I'm going to go Patriots get upset. Chargers win 27-24.
Wow, there's going to be a lot of ringer firings here.
I know.
You're on board, too. I feel like you have, although you have Chargers opposite of whatever you thought. I'm not playing this game.
We cut the Chargers as our bet, like the 6th bet. That's the one we're cutting. Like we are not doing that. Dabbundo, out of curiosity, which of the Chargers' 8 left tackles this season was your favorite?
Yeah, look, that's the concern too. I mean, but it's been a problem down the stretch.
It's just a concern for you.
It's a concern, but they've mitigated it.
They've mitigated it. Good.
Yes.
Look up Austin Deculus.
Herbert has put the team on his back.
Yeah, he put the team on his back because there's no offensive line and everyone's just being crumpled into his back. He's carrying them off like a World War I medic.
You see what he did?
I know, seriously, the Chargers are the worst offensive line in the entire league. Like, it's not even close. They have
the Raiders are probably there.
They have 4 left tackles who are hurt and 3 different healthy left tackles that have been benched, and they have to pick one of the benched left tackles to play in the playoffs.
Heifetz, you took the Chargers plus 3. We get 3.5.
This is the same team. This is the same team that beat Philly, beat Kansas City, beat Dallas, all with all of those issues existing. And then was right there with Houston.
We took the Patriots and the joke was like, we feel so strongly about it, we should Costanza it, but then we had to cut from 6 to 5 and we were like, we're not taking the Chargers. Also, I've watched football for 25 years. The Chargers don't win these games. They're the Washington Senators or whatever. It's right. It's the Globetrotters. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Sal, like, how many different Chargers playoff games have they lost to New England?
In August, I bet you could do stage of elimination in August, and I bet Chargers first round playoffs, whatever this round is, wild card round. It was like plus 180 or something, and I'm staying with it. I kind of hope I'm wrong for the podcast's sake, but
yes.
Let's see. All right,
do we think Vrabel's going to win Coach of the Year?
What is he, minus 230 now?
Heifetz?
I think voters are fickle, and he would have even 2 weeks ago, but just something about getting the 2 seed. It's no one, when people fill out their ballot, they're not going to give Drake May MVP and Vrabel Coach of the Year. Like, that's just how it works. They'll probably give Josh McDaniels Assistant of the Year, but they're not going to just go Patriots, because they'll feel bad about the other candidates.
Right, 13-27. Coach of the Year winners 13-27 in the playoffs.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. They're already giving it to him. Yeah, so maybe he could can he decline the offer right now, the award? I mean, just so he's not on the wrong side of that trend.
But then his quarterback would have to decline the other trend of first-time playoff debutante quarterbacks not doing particularly well, 20-40 straight up.
Right. I mean, that's really what we're banking on, right? Not offensive line woes. All right, Steelers +3. We lost a half point here. I do think Houston is better, and they don't lose. But with the full of crap teams like Pittsburgh, you have to decide, is it going to continue or are they going to come down to earth? And I think it's going to continue. I'm doing the small home underdog in the first round thing. There are the 4 seed in the AFC has been the best home betting option of the 4 choices, going 13-7 and 14-6 against the spread over the last 20 years. We saw it with the Texans at home versus the Chargers. To your point, Heifetz, another drubbing for the Chargers going on the road in the playoffs. Texans, not as great as they were in November. 1-score games each of the last 3, 2 of them against Riley Leonard and I forget who the Raiders, that was it Geno Smith when they played him a few weeks ago? I think that's what it was. I think Pittsburgh's going to run enough with success. Let's take the Steelers. I got my 17-year-old heads out to the Steelers bar every week. I'm a terrible dad rooting for the terrible towels this week, at least +3. Your old lady, Heifetz, is going to be all over this game, right?
Yes, it's going to be a very big, terrible towel weekend, although it's crazy. She also goes to, like your son going to a Steelers bar and not interacting. Yeah. She also just goes to a Steelers bar, and just interacts with everyone else. She won't
But
watch.
She's not 17, right? Or is she?
So, can't say.
Don't say anything.
Here's my question for you. Shouldn't you be leaning the other way and going as hard anti-Steelers as possible? Shouldn't, if he's going to rebel against you, don't you have to kind of take your heels in and go root for the Texans?
I'm done. I can't do it. I got to go. I have to do, it ends up being that I have no teams to root for in any playoffs or anything. I don't think there was a team I liked in any Super Bowl in the last dozen years or so. And they were getting there with the Patriots and the Steelers and all these teams. That's why the Jaguars have to survive here. All right, real quick, though. We have to take a break, Dabbundo, but our last pick is a parlay. Oh, we did some finagling here. It took 19 weeks, but we finally did it. We took advantage of this Ringer 107 wrinkle where we can make a parlay using 2 games or a side and a total in the same game. Tony Tokens, explain what we've done here with the Rams and Eagles.
Yeah, we got both under a field goal. I like both teams to win. Rams -2.5 plus Eagles -2.5. Don't like the matchup at all for San Francisco offensively. I think that as good as their offense has been at various points against some really bad defenses like the Cardinals and the Bears and the Colts in the last few months, we've seen them go up in class and really struggle against teams like the Browns, against teams like the Seahawks. And I think the Eagles match up pretty well there. They can take away Kittle, take away Jennings, and make it really difficult for Purdy. So Eagles -2.5. And then, look, I mean, Carolina is one of the worst playoff teams we've had in a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if they hung around just because huge home underdogs in the playoffs tend to hang around. But I think the Rams win by, say a touchdown after backdoor Bryce comes in for the cover.
Good enough for me. You don't like those. You actually went against both those, not on a teaser necessarily, Heifetz, but you're backing Panthers and 49ers for fun.
I mean, Rams Eagles 2.5 parlay. That's a smart bet. Honestly, I wish I'd thought of that. The Panthers thing, I to be honest with you, it was one of those where this happens in week 1 every year, and I think also the wild card round where there's a surprising outcome, and then you're like 91% of bettors were on this, and it's like going to be the night who's betting the Panthers, and we were like, there's no way that the people are going to just make a ton of money on that first game of the weekend. I think you and Bill talked about that. So, but we took Panthers +10.5. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just think the only thing is just if the Panthers stick to the running game, which I do think they're going to be able to run the ball a little bit on the Rams. Bryce Young doesn't have much margin for error, but I do think the Panthers receivers are just so much bigger than the Rams cornerbacks. I think maybe they can stand it that way.
All right, listen, I agree with that. I also agree that today's Ringer 107 was brought to you by FanDuel. The odds are subject to change. We are going to take a break. When we return, NFL player props. We are going to come back. We have Friday Best Bets. We'll be right back. Ringer Gambling Show. Back, Ringer Gambling Show. Cousin Sal, Tony Tokens, the hype man, Danny Heifetz. Let's do player props for this weekend. Oh, we love them, and there's so many. FanDuel's got, I mean, it is the Cheesecake Factory menu when you open up that FanDuel Sportsbook app. Heifetz, you're the fantasy guy. You know all the player. What are you, like 80, 87% on player props?
I think it was like 97%, yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then I bet on my over, so for 95%, so I kind of made money on that too.
I got you. What's going on? We discussed Travis Etienne and that he should have a pretty decent day against the Bills and their 28th ranked run defense.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think the Bills' run defense is very good. And I think the Jags is. Travis Etienne's over 64 rushing yards. I like that. And I also think all the Josh Allen overs. Passing is 227 yards. Rushing is 38.5. I think Josh Allen goes all the overs, and so does Travis Etienne. And I think you can parlay him too if you want.
Interesting. Yeah, do all that. All right, Dabbundo. Oh, boy, you've been against the 49ers players here. You under them all out for the last couple of weeks, if I'm following.
Yeah, we had Seattle last week, and we're going back to the well against George Kittle, under 59.5 receiving yards. I mean, I get that if Pearsall doesn't play, Kittle immediately vaults to kind of the top of the leaderboard of 49ers targets. But this Philly defense, this Fangio scheme is about as tough as it gets for opposing tight ends. And it's been true for multiple seasons. I know that this year they kind of avoided Kraft, they avoided Laporta in some of their bigger games, but it's the scheme and it's the personnel. Their linebackers are so good in coverage, Bond and Campbell especially. And then DeJean also likes to line up in that slot, go after tight ends. They shut out Kelsey in the playoffs last year. It took a ton for Ertz to have a big game, and they were exclusively targeting him. So I think it's going to be difficult for Kittle to really sink his teeth into this game. And he really didn't look 100% healthy to me last week either. So I'm a little bit worried about his health. And I think the Niners will struggle offensively. So give me Kittle under 59.5 yards.
Why don't you give him a call if you're so worried about his health? I mean, that's what I do. If my friends or whoever else, I'm like, oh my God, this could be it. Give him a call.
Well, if somebody wants to pass along his number, I'm happy to give him a call. I don't know if you saw the report. I said it in the group chat. I mean, the Niners might be the most cursed team in like the history of the NFL if this stuff about the electromagnetic field is true.
Yeah, what happened? There was a cemetery built by their training facility or something. What was it?
There's an electrical substation, and they think. And what's funny about it is it's the players who think this. The players think there's like signals that are like coming across or whatever. I like the player
attorneys.
On a scale of no chance to definitely Heifetz, like how realistic?
3 out of 10. I want to be like, that's a stupid conspiracy theory. And then I just like, I'm watching Mad Men and they're just like smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day and handling radium or whatever. And I'm like, it's maybe, who knows?
I'm at least at a 5, honestly, because it is bizarre that the same team keeps having the same, and it's not like it's the same core players too. Like it's been a multiple generations of Niners since they moved to Levi's that have had this problem. So part of me is
it's tough to rake anything in on these soon-to-be lawsuits when you're looking at the Eagles Stadium and there's clear seams as far as the eye can see. There's 40 bad spots and like nobody can collect any money for that. So this radioactive stuff, I love it. It's a good story. All right, so you have Kittle under 59.5. I'm going to go Kayshon Boutte, 50-plus receiving yards, plus 240 for the Patriots, LSU alum. He had a nice stretch in October. He had 3 games over 50 yards. He's had 4 such games on the year. DVOA has the Chargers' 22nd pass defense. I'm hoping that's not too bad because then our pick doesn't survive. But more importantly, and most importantly, Kayshon Boutte the other day penned some kind of essay, and he talked about, this is a quote, he said, I'd wake up early in the morning. This is when he was in college at LSU. The first thing I'd do was bet. I'd stay up late and bet all day, all night. I had insomnia, so if I woke up in the middle of the night, phone next to the bed, I'd bet. Any little money I had was going straight to FanDuel. Guys, he is a gambler. Thus, my favorite Patriot of all time. It didn't take a lot, and it's only a matter of time before he's joining us on this podcast on Fridays. What do you think? Pretty good, Kayshon Boutte. I love it.
I feel like as soon as the Patriots lose, he's going to replace one of us on this show for the rest of the season. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be too excited about
live camera outside of Kayshon Boutte's house to figure out where he's going next.
50-plus receiving yards, plus 240. I'm betting it. So is he probably. All right, listen, let's take a quick break. We're going to be back. We got a lot coming up. We're going to handicap the headlines. We're going to place odds on various news items that interest us. It all happens when we return. Backringer Gambling Show. Cousin Sal, Anthony Dabbundo, Danny Heifetz. Time to handicap the headlines. We're going to place odds on news stories that just popped up and interest us. First being Amazon this morning confirmed that Al Michaels will return in 2026 to call Thursday night football games, which will be age 82 season. Not that he's spent 82 seasons. You know what I'm saying here, Heifetz. Over under 1.5 more years in the booth for Al. I'm basically saying, is this it? Is this the last year?
Is this it, like him on the planet, or is this
no? Oh. In the booth. I mean, yeah, if he unfortunately expires there, that would be a story. But
well, 82, no, he might be. That's about the age he could maybe run for office.
Right, that's true. Yeah, could give it a good 5 more years. He's eligible, I think. Dabbundo, what do you think? Is this it for him?
I'm going under. I don't. It's so hard when you get to a point like this. Like I think Bob Costas hit this when he was calling playoff baseball a couple years ago, and everybody was just like, what is going on? Like it became an internet meme that Bob was just meandering onto different subjects and not even really calling the game. And I do get the sense that we've reached the point in Al's career where Kirk is like nudging him along and like trying to help him. And we've gotten there. Like this has happened in Philly too, where Merrill Reese is like the legendary WIP guy, and you see like Mike Quick is like pushing him and helping him along. So I think he's an institution. So I'm not one to say when he should retire, but like this should be it.
I mean, he's seen too much.
I think sign him to a 12-year deal. I think it's better than the Juan Soto deal, honestly. Al, I mean, and maybe just make it so that he only comments on the total because he loves it so much. The over/under, like every comment geared towards what it means to the over/under. Whether
maybe
a game
that's his new thing. Like you know how they have Gene Steratore, they have the rules analyst, they have the kicking analyst. What if Al Michaels just comes in as the gambling consultant
and the
podcast,
and then suddenly he's like 10 times more lively. Suddenly he's like a spring chicken.
Yeah, he's like, well, you know, the Rams, they're down 10 here, but if they score, they will cover the spread of 6.5 on the final drive.
Some Falcons-Panthers Week 4 game, and he's talking like it's like Miracle on Ice all over again.
Right, exactly. Yeah. All right.
Do you believe in miracle covers?
Here's another one. Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza says his dinners consist of dinosaur chicken nuggets with mac and cheese the night before a big game. What do you think of this, Heifetz? I think this is a miraculous admission.
Sometimes I'm like, man, these kids are just 22. I think this guy, I live in DC and
sometimes they're 28. Yeah.
Sometimes that's true. Sometimes they're 27 years old. Mendoza, he said the other day, he's on his phone. He only has LinkedIn and YouTube are the only apps he has on his phone.
Right.
Dude, I don't know if we should bully this guy or not.
Oh, I don't want to bully him. You know what? I'm thinking we make him some money. I feel like they're leaving a lot of loot on the table. I mean, at this point, he could knock out at these press conferences. He could knock out like a half dozen NIL/commercial deals, and get the reporters in on it too. Say, hey, $250 to you if you ask me my favorite meal before bed. And then Mendoza's talking about fruit by the foot. I can't get enough fruit by the foot. If they had fruit by the mile, I'd be in. And you do this with like 5 other reporters, right? Like Tylenol or Advil. Tylenol, look at my splits when I take Tylenol before a game, 98.6 QBR.
And Indiana,
Advil.
they could.
His behavioral traits suggest there is some Tylenol in his past.
You think so? Wow. What a shot. What a shot. There's your answer, Heifetz. Should we be bullying him? I don't know. No, I think this is what they should do at all the press conferences. I fill my car with Pennzoil every day. Otherwise, I would never get to practice. Dabbundo, not a fan, though. Very sad.
Well, I will say, as somebody who had chicken tenders and mac and cheese for dinner last night from Wegmans, I'm not in a position to criticize the dietary choices of anybody. However,
but you would know to mention Wegmans at least, right?
Yeah. To brand placement, absolutely. No free ads.
Macaroni and cheese, whatever you're going to say. Yeah,
absolutely.
All right. And this other thing, this happened a few days ago, White House press briefing by Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, who normally can't shut up. She ended it abruptly, just under 65 minutes. I mean, she took sprinter's position and just gunned it out of there, Usain Bolt style, because a prediction market bet on it lasting over 65 minutes had 98% chance for yes, but the sudden end paid out 50 times to no bettors. Come on, Heifetz. Come on. What is this?
I think this is a good idea, insider trading in the White House. Why are taxpayers wasting money on government pensions when instead we could have government workers betting on their own press briefings, and that way they are making money from gambling companies, and then they're paying our public officials. That, if you think about it, saves everyone money.
That's not bad. I feel like someone's losing there. Someone has to lose this money. It's probably us. But Dabbundo, is this a slippery slope? We talked about this, and I said there was a time when I'm like, oh, my God, wouldn't it be
an avalanche
if you could bet on everything? And now I'm like, I don't know. If people put up a prop where Trump is going to bomb every Taco Bell east of the Mississippi, and then he gets feisty when he sees the money's coming in on no. Well, you know, then Nacho Supreme splattered all over like retirees in Boca Raton. I don't know. I'm not for this. This is going to be bad.
What have we done, Sal? Are we complicit in this world?
Yes. I'm sorry.
What is our culpability in this? But you know, I was thinking like there's a lot of potential good things that could come out of this, and there are so many more potential bad things that come out of
no,
this.
there's good things. Speaking of which, hurry up. I got the show under 59.5 minutes. So come on,
all right, we're going to win that because they just kick us off the air at 58. But you're right. We should go to a break. When we return, the best part of the show, perhaps, our best bets for Friday, Ringer Gambling Show. We'll be right back. We're back, Ringer Gambling Show. Cousin Sal, Anthony Dabbundo, Danny Heifetz. There's one thing left to do with Friday best bets. These never lose. Load up. Dabbundo, Hit us. What you got?
Nothing better than Friday night Mountain West late night hoops. Some degenerate special stuff. Moby Madness, Moby Arena, Colorado State minus 6.5 against UNLV. Last year, we're going to get to enjoy the proper Mountain West hoops, savoring every moment we have left.
All right. Heifetz, I don't like this. This is a coward's way out. The Hoosiers money line. I mean, it's almost 2-1. What are you doing?
Indiana money line. Indiana spread too. It's gone to 3.5. I actually kind of think Indiana's going to win by a touchdown. If you want to do alt spread, I just think Indiana's going to win. They're a superior team, and I think Mendoza's way better than Dante Moore, and I just think the defense is better and everything. And I don't think Dante Moore looked that good last week versus Texas Tech. So I like Indiana to win.
Shame on you. All right, I am taking Orlando in the association. The Magic over the Sixers. Embiid is questionable, which means the only question is what time they rule him out today. I don't know if you got that in the prediction markets. You know it's true, Dabbundo.
No respect for the Embiid-assance. I mean, we're in the middle of an incredible Embiid-assance, and you're just trash.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, it's him. He's the one sitting. Paolo Banchero has been excellent, though, averaging 26 a game in January. Magic won 10 of the last 13 home games. They beat the Sixers by 41 earlier in the year, and they snipe them again and hold that slim lead in the Southeast. They're getting 3 points. They'll win 115-106. Guys, I will say, well, Heifetz, you're not part of this Ringer pregame show extravaganza. We have a Saturday noon game Eastern. We have Sunday before the games. Are you going to watch? Are you going to listen at all, Heifetz?
I wasn't invited. I think I'm doing a little guest pick for you. I don't know. I mean, you always bring up basketball. You know, I'm just trying to focus on football. But I don't know if you'll have me. I guess I wasn't invited to family dinner. You know?
I love the basketball. You know it. You know I do. All right. You could get a nice Danny Heifetz pre-recorded pick, and you can get me and Dabbundo live on the Ringer pregame shows this Saturday, this Sunday. And that does it for the Ringer Gambling Show. For Anthony Dabbundo, a.k.a. Tony Tokens, and the hype man, Danny Heifetz, I'm Sal, saying so long, and may your parlays be prosperous. Dabbundo, we have 5 seconds. Talk about your winter meetings.
Winter meetings.
They're over.
Winter meetings, Dabbundo.
Must be 21 or older and present in select states, or 18 or older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. You must be 21 or older and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 or older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 877-8-HOPE-NEW YORK or text HOPE New York in New York.